Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Good Saturday night to you.
Yeah.
We just came back from our wonderful date night at our favorite place in Silver City and possibly in the world, actually, to eat,
Hey, yeah.
um, called the Wrangler. And we just had a wonderful meal. It was just so tasty. Gosh, it was so good. I mean, for the price, it can't be beat. It
Nope.
really can't. I mean, I've never ever had such a good deal as 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 we've had there at the Wrangler. It's like, whoa, crazy.
It is, and filling. Oh my gosh, never knew that. Hey, Lisa. Never knew that just having protein, animal protein in salads could be so filling.
I know, right?
We're
It
so
was
used to
like
the carb thing.
right now we're working on this little dessert item here.
Yep.
It is I don't know if you guys can see it because we're not in the live mode, but
Yeah, we are in
it's
love.
called
Yeah.
cream cheese and baker's chocolate.
Which has no sugar.
No sugar.
It's good to have a piece of chocolate, real chocolate, no sugar, just dark chocolate every night. And yeah, and then we're having the green cheese because this kind of eating totally embraces lots of healthy fats.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's good.
Lisa asked us, "What did you eat?"
I ate a rotisserie chicken
Yeah.
with, they allow you one time in the salad bar, like the rotisserie comes with two sides, so I ordered green beans and I went up and got salad bar and just a bunch of lettuce, romaine and all the spring mix stuff, and then some cottage cheese, some ham, some what do you call it, sunflower seeds, and some cheese. Just all no carb, high protein, high fats, the
We
keto
actually
style.
we actually had we kind of split our meal because I got the steak top
Mm-hmm.
sirloin. It's like $10 for a 6 ounce piece, and it comes with a salad as well. It comes with a side, but we don't do potatoes, so we don't do fries, we don't do any carbohydrates. So the salad was, I mean, actually, the salad pound for pound is probably the best deal for a side
Yeah,
item that you could
exactly.
get because it's a salad bar.
Yeah.
It's actually, yeah, it's really good.
Really
The
good.
chicken, I wouldn't really rave about the chicken. It
No, it
was kind of
wasn't.
dry.
Yeah.
I didn't have as many like herbs and flavors in
Yeah.
it, spices or
Kind of like,
anything,
yeah.
but it was good. It wasn't like ooh, write home about it or anything, but I mean,
For
the
nine
steak
ninety
was
nine.
better yesterday.
No,
I mean,
last week.
on Saturday last week, it was a little bit more tender of a cut, but still, it was good.
It's
I mean,
good.
for $10,
Can't
come
beat it.
on.
And Lisa said they have the best carrot cake. I'm sure they do, but we don't do
Yeah,
any sugar. We cut out
you
all our
love
sugar.
you
That used to
love
be my
carrot cake.
favorite. That and cheesecakes were my favorite two desserts, but I don't eat any of that anymore because trying to get rid of the sugar and the insulin spike. Um, there's just so much information out there regarding this and that. We were vegan for almost 3 years and we ate so many carbs
Oh yeah,
and so
no,
much
me
sugar
too.
that just didn't agree with us.
I mean, it was overboard with when I compare how much we've been on this ketogenic diet now for since about the middle of the week where we really started really cutting our carbohydrates down,
Yeah,
but we can only have 20 grams of carbs. And
a day.
we have this app. It's called Fat Secret,
Hmm.
and it tracks all of our macros. And on a daily basis, we input what we've eaten. So, like for breakfast, I had 767 calories of food.
You still have 946 calories remaining. You calculate, how much energy you need just to breathe, to sit, and whatever else. And then if you're active and everything else, it gives you how much calories. Like Lena's trying to lose a little more weight. I'm trying to put on weight. I like to get up to like 139, 140 pounds. I'm currently 120 to 121, a lot more.
So it breaks it down to your macros, which are called macronutrients, and that's your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. And, you know, it's a really great way of knowing what you're eating. I know that it may seem a bit extreme, but people don't realize that calories and protein and carbohydrates, they all,
Yeah.
and too, they all add up. And we don't realize that to Chili's back last year or a couple of years ago in Fort Lauderdale, and we had a vegan burger. And when I looked at the hickory smoked barbecue burger with all the bad stuff on it, supposedly, it had less calories and less fat than the vegan burger that we had just eaten. And it was like, whoa.
Yeah. And, you know, back then we weren't doing any fats, so we were so afraid of fats. Well, now the keto diet, basically you're getting 70 to 75% of your caloric intake comes from fat. I mean, I'm still trying to get used to the fact of all this, you know, saturated fats and all that stuff, but, you know, actually going to allow the body to burn all the fat that you need to burn.
It's really filling in a way. It just kind of satiates the body in a way that a ton of like just don't. I mean, you could eat a salad and then in about, you know, an hour you're still hungry.
Right.
You know, or if you go to McDonald's, there's a drive-thru, you eat a bunch of carbs from McDonald's and you have their fries and everything. It's like eating air because it's like it goes right through you, and you're not eating.
The body doesn't have to work to really, you know, actually break down. Like protein takes a lot more work for the body to do, and fat satiate you more. You know, it's like this morning's breakfast. You know, between butter. I mean, we're having real butter, and it's grass-fed butter. You're having bacon, and you're having, you know, ham, and you're having eggs, and you know, it's just like my protein intake is 125 grams a day versus 90.
Mine's 90.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just, and what is it, 190 grams of fat a day that I have
I feel like 141 or something. But yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of fat to try to introduce to your body when you haven't really had fat, you know, because we like, that was like the cardinal sin.
Yeah, and now it's like you're allowed all this fat, and even a lot on the keto diet, you're allowed to drink a couple of drinks. Certain drinks don't have any carbs. The name of the game of this diet is keep it below 20. Well, hard liquor, the gin that we were drinking, only has zero. Actually, has no carbs whatsoever, and it only has, if you do 1 ounce, then you get 60 calories. If you do 1.5, I think it's 90-something calories. Seltzer water or club soda, which has not zero.
That we were drinking margaritas. You'd say, there's sugar in that. Yeah. And I didn't realize just how much. I was like, but it's so sweet. It tastes so good.
And it was like, and then the high corn fructose syrup, which is the worst syrup possibly have.
But yeah, you can't beat the
Sound Effects says and more says they're also keto. It rocks, doesn't it? We've only
we've only been
doing it for almost a week now.
It's awesome.
And it really, you feel satiated, you feel good. Looking forward to all the great benefits that diet brings. And it's got a bad rap. And, you know, the reason it has a lot of bad rap is because all the carb producing, fabricated people out there that want to sell more and more food, keto, because they want you to snack a lot and they want you to buy all this, you know, potato chips and just
pretty much anything in a bag. I mean, the thing we have in a bag right now are these pork rinds.
Yeah, pork rinds are awesome.
A new favorite go-to snack for, you know, I mean, being able to get a little crunch in our diet.
We don't snack.
No, but it's a go-to, you know, snack food type thing. But we don't snack. We actually eat at breakfast time, and breakfast time for us is like after 1,
because we intermittent fast. In other words, we stop eating at a certain time, either 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then we don't eat again until like 1 o'clock and after a workout. And intermittent fasting, which we'll do a show on, and people more specific about it, but it's growth hormone, and it keeps your insulin level down. Problem with all the time eating and all the time snacking is you constantly have insulin in your bloodstream. Well, insulin's a fat storing hormone. So if you're eating, everything you're eating is being stored into fat. To snack all day long, they're killing themselves with that because they're not going to really lose their weight. Their body's just having all this, and plus all that insulin in your blood.
And we've been used to going to the gym on an empty stomach for like, I don't know,
Forever now. That's how I've been doing it.
That's how we've been doing it, and there's a lot of people that think that you have to, or you get to the gym, but you realize that eating, then your body starts working on digesting the food. So you're going to the gym, now your body's being taxed two ways, exercising, and I don't think a very successful, or you can have some success at the gym, but I don't think that you're able to get the complete
digestion
benefit.
The thing is, blood has to go somewhere. Either blood goes through the digestive system, or blood's going to go to the muscle you're working out. And you're going to get more growth hormone production when you are in an empty stomach, and that's going to turn into building muscle, and that's the name of the game, really. Hey, team.
Hi, team.
How are you? Hey, long time no see. Sound effect. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, Madeline.
Madeline. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
I just recognized.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. And you're on keto. That's awesome.
Yeah, keto, I think, is going to become a major diet or way of life for a lot of people when they realize that carbs will keep you on that roller coaster of hunger all the time and producing insulin, and will become diabetic. It's all that insulin, excessive amount of insulin production from the pancreas gets to a point you become hypoglycemic. It gets to a point where your body doesn't even sense that insulin anymore. It doesn't use it. The receptors negate it, and you can get into a lot of trouble that way.
Madeline says,
love you. Love you too.
Love you too, Madeline. Yes, yeah, Madeline's been watching us for a while.
A long time.
Yeah.
So has Team.
Yeah, and Team has as well.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
we see Lisa down the street sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Sometimes she honks at us from her car.
Yeah, definitely.
We're probably just down the street from her.
Yeah, probably so. But and there's a lot of fear mongering behind it.
She's done it for 14 pounds.
Wow, that's awesome. It's a good way of losing weight. It really is, because you teach your body a new way of using energy. And instead of using carbohydrates and sugar for energy, you use your own stored fat. A weight to lose. Like, I don't have any weight to lose. Gosh, I need to put on weight. That's why I'm eating a surplus. And to function more efficiently, fat, and the fat that you're eating instead of sugar, and the sugar that creates insulin production, the sugar that actually creates candidas, which is one of the reasons we actually got into this diet, because we noticed some candidas effects.
Taking our candida pills today.
We need to take our supplement.
Yeah, she's lost 2.5 inches.
Wow, that's awesome.
And she lives in Arizona, so she's pretty close to us.
Yeah.
We're here in New Mexico. But yeah, it's been really just a really great thing to be able to eat regular food, and just be able to have the options to, like, if we travel, to be able just to enjoy. It's a lot easier. Just going to Chipotle or something,
She's in Glendale. That's awesome.
Yeah, right there by Phoenix. I think it's close to Phoenix.
It's a lot easier to do a carnivorous diet anywhere you go, because anywhere you could go, you can have a piece of protein and a salad. It's a lot harder.
Yes, we are in Billy the Kid country. We walk by the jail where Billy broke out all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot easier. It's funny because there's so many times when you look at bacon bits at the salad bar and you're like, can't have that. Now it's like, oh yeah, we can have that.
Then ham, sure, we can put some ham.
Oh yeah, we can have ham.
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. I never liked cottage cheese.
And now you do.
I know. I never liked so many things.
Olives,
coffee.
Yeah.
We make this really cool coffee. It's this blend with whipping cream.
You get the whipping cream, and you literally, I mean, it takes a good 2 or 3 minutes.
You're whisking
it away, and then it just becomes this like whipped cream. Literally, that's why it's called whipping cream.
Yeah, vegetarianism is very hard. Veganism is harder, and raw veganism.
Yeah, and we found that, you know, at first you feel really good because it cleanses you out, but then it also minerals and vitamins out of your body, and then you're not really restoring it because you can't get quality, as much as vegan think you can get quality minerals and vitamins from being a vegan. So your body then becomes depleted and malnourished, and you start feeling the effects of it, and that's what's starting to happen. Shooting up, it's from a lot of starchy carbs. Since we've been doing, you know, the animal products again, my blood pressure is normalizing. You know, I'm taking hawthorn berry, but even with hawthorn berry, when we're still vegan, it wasn't really helping that much.
Lisa, have you been going to the co-op at all to pick up some raw milk? It is so good. Yeah. I mean, it's so tasty, and it's so good for you. We were taking 8 ounces of raw milk, drinking 8 ounces of raw milk a day, and then we've had to, because we wanted to keep our carbs down.
Because that's 12 grams.
12 grams. It took her 6 months to lose 14 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's easy to put it on.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very difficult to take it off, you know, and that's we're really vigilant about is our weight and our muscle mass, and just to, you know, regulate what's going on, because we have this scale that we got at CVS, and yeah, it's a great way to tell exactly what's going on with your body. Not just a scale like pounds, because pounds won't tell you anything. You don't know if you're losing
fat or you're losing muscle or what it is. So the key is to keep your muscle mass up, changing your body composition, putting in foods that allows you to build muscle, and putting in foods that allows your body to burn fat. And that's what the keto diet does, basically. It allows your body to utilize and store fat. If you have a fatty liver, if you have, I mean, this diet's been used to help people with epileptic attacks, cancer, brain problems, because it really, I mean, it cleans you out really well, and it utilizes old stored fat that is within either your organs or your brain or wherever it is that it might be, and it really does help dramatically.
And I had known something about ketosis because you had taught me about the fact that when we do diet, we end up like getting into the state of ketosis after like 3 days.
Fasting.
After fasting, yeah, because you basically deplete your glycogen stores in the body, and then all that is fueling you now is your own fat. The body starts using fat as a fuel. So this was very familiar to me when they talked about the ketogenic diet, because as fasters that we have done fasting and stuff over the years, we used to talk about ketosis.
Yeah, and that's the preferable way for the body to actually utilize its own, you know, fat for energy. I mean, we didn't have food ready available like, you know, we do now back in the day. So we could maybe eat something and not have food for another 3 or 4 days. So the body had to use up its stored fat to be able to get from point A to point B. So the body knows this. It's inside our DNA, and it's our preferred way of actually consuming or expelling energy. And so, you know, we didn't have all these grains and all these breads and all these things. We did kill, you know, whatever it is that we could find and eat as an animal protein, and that's what the body's really used to. You know?
And that's the thing, is that as human beings, our bodies don't have a way to store glucose as much as we would think it could. You know, it's like our bodies want to convert things into glucose, but we can only store it, I think, in our liver and somewhere else. I'm trying to remember, but very limited places where we could store it. Fat, on the other hand, I think it can be stored.
Well, that's what it's meant
for a while, and then you can.
It's like a bear. Bear goes into hibernation. Bear eats a heck of a lot before winter, and it's able to sustain itself during that entire time till spring comes along. And you know, it's just a much better diet. And although A lot of people fear it because, all this amount of fat. I mean, 75% of fat in your caloric intake, that seems like a heck of a lot of fat. And you're looking at butter, saturated fat, coconut oil, olive oil. We like the avocado oil.
Literally eating a piece of cream cheese
with chocolate.
That was like a cardinal sin.
Yeah.
To touch that stuff, it's like, and now we could just, like, even a stick of butter.
Oh yeah, I look forward to that in the morning with our eggs, cheese, just stuff that we hadn't been able to eat in forever. So now it's like
cream cheese is good.
Yeah,
there's no bagel, but
who cares?
Who needs the bagel?
The bagels. See, that's where people get themselves into trouble. That's when fat becomes unhealthy. Is if you consume that fat with carbs, then you're in trouble. So the key is you got to keep your carb no more than 50 optimally to get into ketosis. Some people take 20 grams or less in order to be able to get into ketosis. But once you become efficient, you can probably go up to 50 grams a day and still remain in your ketosis. And as long as you're 0.5 and above the optimal, you shouldn't go any higher than 6.5 or 6.7. But anywhere between 0.5 and 6.5, you're in the good range of ketosis, and your body's going to be burning fat. So, and it's just not just the fat burning aspect of it. It's just that you're not spiking up your insulin, which is amazing. Once you have insulin in your bloodstream, you're in trouble. You're really going to get yourself into a lot of health issues.
I think we should rename the show the Dr. Mark Show, because you have so much knowledge about how the body works, how it functions, and your own personal experience as a bodybuilder and as a person who really dove into what nutrition means and how it affects the body and how to get the body to do different things.
And even my own innate, like, before there was such a word as intermittent fasting, I've been doing that. And when I'm like, oh, it's such a thing, there's a name for this, and just stuff that we've talked about that we've been doing, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, now it's something that about not snacking. I've always had this thing about snacking because I know that when you eat, you're raising your insulin level, you're destroying your body while you're doing that. So eating causes a lot of damage in free radicals. So you're gonna eat. It's like, go in, eat, and get out. Don't keep eating all the time. Have your breakfast and have your dinner. Some people just eat once a day.
We were taught that, that we could be like squirrels, that we could constantly be snacking like a squirrel does. And it's like, a squirrel goes in and gets the nuts and then hides them in for the winter time and stuff. It's not like he's constantly...
He's not eating. He's just storing his food for when, because he knows. But this whole snacking, like SnackWell, whatever, that's just the industry trying to get people to eat. But the more you eat, the more you age and the more you destroy yourself, because the more insulin you have in your bloodstream, the more free radicals, the more destruction in your bloodstream, and the more problems you're going to get yourself. The more you age, the more cancer probability you have.
And we want to make sure that people understand what we're talking about when we talk about fats. We're not talking about safflower oil or sunflower oil or canola, any hydrogenated oils, any of the junk that you find in a Frito-Lay bag. I mean, we're not talking about that. We're talking about good oils like avocado oil. Coconut oil is really, really good. We love coconut oil. We use it not just for cooking, but for our face, for our body, for our hair. I mean, you could use it as shaving cream.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really a great oil. And, to a lesser extent, olive oil and walnut oil, because those don't cook at they don't have a high
temperature,
heat, limit.
And the other stuff is synthetic. The other stuff is molecularly challenged. They alter the molecules. It's like when they took butter and they made it into margarine. And people were like, yeah, margarine. Well, margarine's terrible for you. You want to eat the butter, but only eat the butter if you're going to be a low-carb dieter. If you're going to be a high-carb dieter, then I don't suggest you do a lot of fats, because it's going to create problems. Because sugar and fat just don't go together, and it's going to cause a lot of problems with your pancreas and a lot of problems in the long run. Gallbladder, your spleen, your kidneys, all that stuff. So,
and I wish that they would make good foods more affordable, because, I mean, you go to Walmart and stuff, to the meat section or Albertsons, and you find a selection of meat, mostly hormone injected, injected steroids and stuff, and they sell that as like USDA inspected, and approved and stuff, and you get this little bitty section that they have organic grass-fed food, and it's like it's really sad in this day and age that we live in that the bulk of the market is this nastiness that basically if you're going to eat that stuff you might as well. I mean, it's dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
It's dangerous.
And then you got like Walmart has decent prices for the grass-fed stuff, but there should be more selection.
There should be, because I mean, if more people were to get into this type of a lifestyle, there wouldn't be enough meat for everybody, because people would buy it up, and then the bad stuff would remain.
And then the way they treat the animals too, and the typical,
CAFO lots and stuff, those caged animal. Yeah.
So we do the free range eggs, free range and grass fed type of stuff. That more humane.
Yeah, we watched this. I think it was one of those cooking shows on the Food Network, and they went to Cuba, and there was this really humane way of butchering pigs there, and
they feed them well.
And they feed them well.
That's the key, also.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat grain-fed animals. You want to eat grass-fed animals, because then you get your omega-3s. Then you're going to get an animal that's not as stressed out and it's better treated. Out of animals, you're eating animals with antibiotics and hormones and all that stuff, and you're getting all that in your body. That's when eating meat or drinking milk is bad. When you drink the pasteurized milk, you're not getting any of the healthy flora, any of the bacteria that the body needs. You're getting a product that's pretty much void of anything. Raw milk is the way to go, and we're fortunate that
we are only one of two actual dairy farms in New Mexico that is in existence.
Yeah.
You can actually buy it from them and stuff, and they were just approved maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and they just started selling it in our community. I saw on her page that she's selling it, and because it's this one woman that basically she decided to leave the medical profession as a nurse, who figure, right? At Gila Regional Medical Center, and she decided, since she was getting pregnant, she still wanted to have a little side job and be able to take care of the kid. And she decided to get into this whole dairy farming thing, and she bought a few cows, and she's got a business going, and she's selling. I think she was advertising in Las Cruces.
Yeah.
She was advertising in Truth or Consequences, close by here as well. And it's really great to be able to support a local dairy that that they are really legit.
We need to eat this because we're going away from our window.
Of
time. We need to send, if not, it's going to throw everything out.
Okay.
And we need to start.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just wanted to say something about the last month, how we've been feeling.
Yep.
Since we've just embraced being who we are and stuff. And I mean, what did you want to say about that?
Well, I've always felt best expressing who I am. I wouldn't have done what I did back in 2003 had I not felt that this is who I am. I think the whole concept behind being back and forth has always been based on pleasing your family and trying to get people to accept. And I think that once you realize that ain't never going to happen, then we just live our lives and be Mark and Lynette who we are, who we got married as, what fits, what seems normal and inappropriate to us.
And it's been a wonderful, wonderful month. I mean, throughout everything that we've been through, we've had such a wonderful time just rediscovering ourselves, rediscovering our union together as a married couple. And, it's getting better and better and better and better in a way that, I've always wanted. And it's just a beautiful thing to be able to be yours and to have you call me your wife, or for you to be my husband. And that's the way it was meant to be.
That's how
And
we got married.
it's a beautiful thing, and we're so excited to see what's around the corner. I mean, we're going to be able to celebrate our honeymoon.
Not honeymoon, our anniversary.
We call it our honeymoon
Yeah.
because it's always a honeymoon every year that we celebrate our anniversary. So it'll be our third honeymoon.
Yeah, in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Where we had our original honeymoon.
Yeah.
It'll be fun because we get to,
nice. Be able to
enjoy the beach and have our gin and tonic and still be in ketosis.
Exactly. We'll be able to go to the casino
and get free
and ask them for gin and tonic.
No, not tonic. Gin and club soda.
Club soda. As we're playing the penny slot and, spending like $2 and sitting there for a half hour just enjoying.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I guess.
All right. We're going to go hang out
We'll
this.
see you
We're
guys.
already.
Oh, man, I want to chip.
It chipped? How? Oh. Okay. Well, guys, have a great Saturday evening, and we'll catch you guys on Tuesday's show. I don't think you did. I don't think I did. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. I'm trying to. We're doing manicures and a haircut for him every month. So not manicure for me. Manicure for her hair. My little bug thing back there. But yeah. That and so I'm trying to let them grow out without chipping them. You gotta not be so animated with them. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right, guys. We love you, but remember to always love yourselves too. Good night. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you Tuesday. All righty. Take care.